aita for making a dad joke? I swear I didn't mean to upset anyone, but my wife's pissed, my stepdaughter's embarrassed, and now I'm second-guessing myself. Let me lay it all out, because there's some context you need to understand why this even happened. For starters, I'm 42, married to my wife Jessica, 39, for about 14 years now. Jessica had a daughter, Madeline, from a previous relationship. Her bio dad passed away before she was born, so I've been in her life since she was a little over a year old. I legally adopted Madeline when she was 3, so yeah, I'm her dad in every way that matters: diapers, school plays, teaching her how to ride a bike, all of it. We also have a son together, Ethan, who's 12, and honestly the easiest kid in the world most days. Madeline's 15 now, and boy, the teenage years have hit us like a freight train. Let's talk about Madeline for a sec. She's always been a bright kid, great at art, super creative, always had a big personality. But the last year or so, it's like she's a different person. I know, teenagers rebel. It's normal, but it's been rough. She's been pushing back on everything. Curfew? Doesn't care. Chores? Eye rolls and excuses. She got caught sneaking out a few months ago to meet up with some friends, and we found out she's been vaping, which is a whole other story. We've tried to be patient, but it's like she's testing every boundary we've got. Jessica and I have been tag-teaming the parenting, but it's exhausting, and sometimes I feel like I'm the bad guy because I'm the one laying down the law. So about 2 days ago, we had a bit of a blow-up. Madeline got in trouble at school. Nothing major, but she was being disrespectful to a teacher, and they called us in. I had to leave work early to pick her up, which is always a hassle because I'm in the middle of a big project at my job. I'm a project manager for a construction company, and deadlines are brutal. On the drive home, I told her she's grounded for a week. No phone, no going out with friends. She got super quiet, which I thought meant she was just sulking, but then she hit me with, "You're not my dad. I don't have to follow you." Oof, that one stung. Like, I get it, she's 15, she's mad, she's lashing out, but it hurt. I've been her dad her whole life, you know? I didn't sign up for this just to be told I'm not the real deal. I kept my cool, though, and just said, "I'm still your legal guardian for the next 3 years, and as long as you're in my house, you follow my rules." It came out sterner than I meant, but I was trying to keep it together. She didn't say anything else the whole ride home, just stared out the window with her arms crossed. When we got back, she went straight to her room, and Jessica gave me this look like, "Why do you have to escalate things?" I didn't think I was escalating, but whatever. Fast forward to yesterday. We're all at the grocery store as a family, which is rare these days because Madeline usually begs to stay home. But Jessica insisted we all go, something about family bonding or whatever. Ethan's pushing the cart, joking around about wanting to buy every sugary cereal in sight, and I'm trying to keep things light. Madeline's been quiet the whole time, trailing behind us, scrolling on her phone. Yeah, I gave it back to her for the trip because I didn't want to fight in the middle of the store. Then, out of nowhere, she goes, "I'm hungry. I need food." Now, I don't know what possessed me. Maybe I was still a little raw from the "you're not my dad" comment. Maybe I thought it'd break the tension. Maybe I'm just a dork who can't resist a bad pun. But I turned to her, grinned, and said, "Hi, hungry, I'm not your dad." Ethan lost it, like doubled over, wheezing, "Dad, that's savage," kind of laughing. I couldn't help but chuckle too, because come on, it's a classic dad joke, right? But Madeline? She went dead silent. Her face turned red, and she just stared at the floor like she wanted to disappear. Jessica shot me a death glare and whispered, "Really? You had to stoop to her level." I tried to play it off like it was just a joke, relax, but the rest of the shopping trip was awkward. Madeline didn't say a word, and Jessica kept giving me the side eye while we picked out produce. When we got home, Jessica pulled me aside in the kitchen while the kids were unloading groceries. She was like, she's sensitive about the dad thing right now. Why would you say that? I told her I wasn't trying to be mean. It was just a dumb joke, and I thought it'd lighten the mood. She said I should have known better, especially after what Madeline said the other day. I pointed out that Ethan thought it was hilarious, and she snapped, "Ethan's not the one struggling with her identity right now." That shut me up, because yeah, she's got a point. Madeline's been moody, but I hadn't really thought about how the dad thing might be hitting her deeper than just teenage rebellion. I felt like crap after that, so after dinner, I went to Madeline's room to talk. She was sitting on her bed, sketching in her notebook, which is her go-to when she's upset. I knocked and went in, and it was super awkward at first. I started with, "Hey, I'm really sorry if I hurt you with what I said at the store. It was just a dumb joke, but I didn't mean to make you feel bad." Then I got a little emotional because honestly, this whole thing's been weighing on me. I said, "I know I'm not your bio dad, but I'm your dad in every way that counts. I changed your diapers. I was there when you got your first boyfriend. I'm going to be there to help you through college. Legally, I'm your dad, and I love you like you're my own, even if you don't feel the same right now." She didn't say much, just nodded, but her eyes got watery, and she let me hug her. She started crying a little, which I think is a good sign. Like, maybe she's processing it? I don't know. I left her room feeling a mix of relief and guilt, because I hate that I might have made her feel worse in the first place. So here's where I'm at. I feel like the joke wasn't that bad. It's the kind of cheesy thing I'd say to Ethan without a second thought, and he'd laugh. But Jessica's still annoyed, saying I need to be more sensitive, and Madeline's barely talked to me since. I get that she's going through a lot, but I'm human too, you know? Her, "You're not my dad" comment hurt me, and maybe the joke was my way of coping with that. Or maybe I was being petty and didn't realize it. I don't know. For context, this isn't the first time Madeline's brought up the "not my dad" thing. When she was younger, like 7 or 8, she'd ask questions about her bio dad, and we'd tell her what we knew. He was a good guy, loved her mom, died in a car accident before she was born. We've always been open about it, and I thought we were past the point where it'd be an issue. But lately, it's like she's using it as a weapon whenever she's mad. I try to take it personally, but it's hard. I've been there for every major moment of her life, and I love her to death, but sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Jessica's been stressed too, which doesn't help. She's a nurse, works long hours, and she's been picking up extra shifts because we're trying to save for a family vacation next summer. She's always been the good cop parent, so when I have to be the one enforcing rules, it feels like I'm the only one Madeline's mad at. Ethan, bless him, is just chilling through all this. He's like, "Maddie's just being dramatic, Dad, don't worry." But I do worry, because I want Madeline to feel like I'm her dad, not just some guy she's stuck with. I've been overthinking this whole thing, and now I'm wondering if I'm the asshole for making the joke. On one hand, it was just a silly pun, and I didn't mean to hurt her. On the other hand, I knew she was sensitive about the dad thing, and maybe I should have thought twice before saying it in front of everyone. Jessica thinks I was being immature, and I get where she's coming from, but I also feel like Madeline's comment the other day wasn't exactly fair either. Am I wrong for thinking we're both kind of in the wrong here? Like, everyone sucks? I'm planning to talk to Madeline again soon. Maybe take her out for ice cream or something, clear the air. I don't want this to be a thing that festers, you know? But I could use some outside perspective. Aita for making that dad joke. Or is this just a case of teenage drama and me being a typical dad?